This segment of the news is brought to you by Smitty's Cards and Coins. Would you like to know what your collectibles are worth? Come by 2281 Postal Road, Unit 4, across from the post office.
In this week's court report, a Pahrump woman arrested connected to charges of child abuse or neglect after her 2-year-old son was taken into protective custody, has been denied OR release, and will soon be sentenced. During Whitney Dawn Lewis's recent arraignment hearing, the court outlined the case history and referred to Lewis's second amended guilty plea agreement. Then the court proceeded to canvass the defendant and finds her guilty plea to be given freely and accepted entry of said guilty plea. The attorney representing the state outlined the case's history, and defense waived the 14-day rule regarding the PSI report. Additionally, Lewis's attorney made an oral motion for an OR release and requested the defendant be placed in the drug court program. But the court denied the OR release and set sentencing for December 1st. The Division of Child and Family Services took custody of Lewis's child back on July 27th due to an ongoing investigation for child abuse and neglect. Investigators say during transfer of custody and while placing Lewis's son in a car seat, they were able to observe bruising, dark in color, on the lower portion of the toddler's left and right cheek. Additionally, a small bruise was located in the middle of his forehead. And later, DCFS employees were able to observe multiple bruises, all in different stages of healing, extending from the child's arms to legs and other portions of his body. Human bite marks were also discovered on that child's body. Charles David Plinsky has another court proceeding scheduled this Friday for a motion for house arrest, mental health. Plinsky is the local man who has had repeated run-ins with local law enforcement and who was rearrested twice on the same day. During Plinsky's latest court proceeding, a status check mental health evaluation, Plinsky appeared while in custody, and his attorney, Thomas Gibson, requested guidance from the court on what he needs to do from this point to get the defendant into the mental health court. Then Gibson made an oral motion for Plinsky to be placed on house arrest to allow him to get treatment until he is placed in the mental health court. When a rep for the state inquired if Attorney Gibson will be placing a motion for that defendant to be placed on house arrest, Gibson filed the motion in open court, and the court set the motion for later this week. Notably, Plinsky's latest arrests stem from incidents in which the witness told police that a vehicle Plinsky was in struck a business fence in the 300 block of Emory, and the driver entered his work bay and was stealing items. Then, after Plinsky was booked into NCDC on those charges, an officer says Plinsky grabbed his handcuffs and then forcibly tried to take them and a signature pad from the officer's desk. You'll remember Plinsky was also the person who reportedly stole a police car back in 2014 and was shot at during that incident, in addition to being tasered, pepper sprayed, after he allegedly charged at officers. This has been your court report. I'm Eunette Gentry for News 46.
Topping our news, Netflix is starring on Wall Street. The video streaming company blew past estimates by signing up 5.3 million viewers worldwide. The stock rallied to a record close on Monday, and in the after-hours session, shares topped $206. Let the speculation begin about the Fed. Political reports President Trump plans to interview the Federal Reserve's Janet Yellen, and it's potentially about staying on as chair. While running for office, the president called Yellen overly political. Concerns are growing that California utility company PG&E might be responsible for the California wildfires. The stock has suffered heavy losses as people have died, homes have burned, and businesses have been lost. The power company's power lines have been considered a fire threat, especially with the state's severe drought.
A possible deal is being reached in the Affordable Care Act. Cost sharing could reduce payments for 2 years in exchange for more state flexibility in the bill. Republicans would supposedly get a provision that they wanted, a major change in how states measure the accountability and affordability of insurance under their waiver requests and allow more flexibility. States have complained that applying for waivers is a long and complicated process. President Donald Trump called the deal a short-term solution, but appeared supportive of the proposal. How much of an impact the deal has on the 2018 premiums remains in question. Nye County is having a public land auction tomorrow morning in the Board of County Commissioners chamber located at 2100 East Walt Williams Drive in the Calvada I. A $500 registration fee is required, along with minimum bids and deposits and property addresses. They're listed on the Nye County website at nyecounty.net. Now here's Josh with this week's Great Computer Deals Tech Tip.
Did you know that most of the people that walk into our repair center with a virus or slow computer already had security software on their computer, but they left the door wide open? So now you're asking, how did they leave the door wide open? How are we screwing up our computer? Well, I'll tell you. Number 3, you have way too many programs that are running in the background of your computer. Did you know that many of the programs that you installed are set to run in the background every single time you turn on your computer? Do yourself a favor. On your keyboard at the same time, click Control, Shift, Escape, and when the window launches, click on the tab that says Startup for a list of these programs. Disable any programs on that list that are not 100% necessary, but be sure to leave your antivirus securely in place. Still need help? Come to our store where you'll find low prices and friendly faces. We're located at 1190 East Highway 372, or call us at 775-990-8833.
And stay tuned to News 46. We have more local news for you just ahead.